Belly too, you know it. We're excited to hang out with you guys today. Got a big one for you here on the Voice of Onewheel, the only internet radio show talking about one wheels. Really pumped about it. We've got the wild, wild west when it comes to bird scooters and Lyme scooters. I'm getting all up in it. I want to talk rules. I want to talk regulations. I want to talk about how the future is going to look for us as one-wheel riders in general. We've got a field report from the Flow Queens. I want to talk about riding indoors and how you can build something to ride in your own apartment because, Belly, I'm doing that. That's happening. Plus, we've got your weekly one-wheel challenges, Badger wheel waterproofing, and, of course, doppelgangers. It's all coming up next on The Voice of Onewheel. Joining us today, Belly Matt LaBelle is across the way. What's up, dude? How we feeling?
Feeling great. You know, just the typical day for us.
You got a lot planned. Well,
Easy
got a lot
peasy.
planned for you. Yikes.
Yeah, thanks to One Woman, One Wheel.
Yeah, love my
These shirts,
love
killing it. We saved them specifically for a Voice of Onewheel day.
Of course we did. And we've got a lot to do today, so I want to get right into it. And if anybody can, I want to put an APB out for Troy Hendricks. I need once a year. I want to get him talking to me because we're going to talk rules and regulations. He is the lawyer of the group. Belly, what's going on the social media lines? What are we serving today?
I see him in there, so...
Is he in there?
Yeah.
Troy, call in right now, 571-354-7338 if you can. I need to get rules and regulations. We want to talk bird scooters with you. If we can get Troy on the line, 571-354-7338 in the social media lounge. Nothing like a good badgering. You're damn right. You want to ride waterproof? You can. We'll talk about that in a minute. But if we can get once here to call in 571-354-7338, I think that would be beneficial because, Belly, I want to talk about rules.
But while we're waiting, Social Media Lounge is getting just some classic egg and cheese sandwiches.
Oh, because they're calling for nachos.
Nachos? Oh, wow.
How do you do your
I'll make a
nachos,
call.
just real quick? If they were to have nachos today.
I like nachos with a lot. So I actually really like the Moe's nachos.
They do it good.
They have that really good queso. So basically, you get them to throw everything on there, and then you just get them to, like, make it rain on the quesos. Like, just queso it up.
But you have to have layers. If you're making nachos, I think this is amateur hour. Everybody knows this. You do some chips, then you do some cheese, then you do some more chips, and then you do some more cheese. You gotta layer it.
I wonder if you could do a breakfast nachos with something.
That'd be good. Throw some eggs in there. All right, let's get to One Wheels. I want to talk to you guys about what does it look like 10 years from now? I've done this a little bit before on this show.
We have hopes and dreams. Aspirations, you may say.
Belly, I'm scared. I'm scared for the people. I'm scared for myself.
Huh?
Because let me tell you something. You had a kid die on a Bird scooter or a Lyme scooter. I shouldn't say the name of the company because I don't know which one it was. So I don't want to put it on them. But one of these scooters, and if you don't know what we're talking about, obviously scooters are being dropped into every major city in the country. I don't know if it's international.
I don't think so.
But basically, it just happened in Raleigh in July, and they just had a rules meeting take place where everybody's freaking out. It's really funny to see because what's happening is you've got, well, I don't want to say it's funny. I got a call coming in my ear, and that's what I went to. But it's not funny that somebody died. What's funny to see is how dumb people look when they're riding these because they don't respect the board. And I think that's something that all of us can understand because we come into this riding One Wheels respecting the board. But then you go and see these people on these Bird scooters and these Lyme scooters, and it's absolutely hilarious to see them because they're riding around like idiots. They don't have helmets on, and that's fine, but they've never ridden before. And for somebody like me who's ridden every day since last August, I jumped on one of these scooters and I was like, oh, I got to really respect this. It looks like a kid's toy, and it really goes, up to 15 miles an hour, and somebody just died in Washington, D.C., got hit by an SUV. So I think we do have Troy on the line. Is that right? Troy, are you here with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can. Thanks for joining us, man. I just want to get your perspective on, can I paint a picture for you and just tell me what you think?
For sure.
Okay, so here's the deal. Troy is a lawyer. He's phenomenal for the group. He's just got a lot that he does for us. And before I even say anything, I just want to let you guys know, obviously, Troy Hendricks is once a year in the Social Media Lounge. He's with Hendrick and Henry Law in Floatlanta, Georgia. He's fighting for the rights of one-wheelers, e-skaters, bicyclists, and all personal transportation devices. So if anybody out there has been injured or you're fighting the law against some sort of citation or an arrest, just hit up my boy Troy right here at HendrickHenryLaw.com or message him as once a year on Facebook. Troy, I'm envisioning right now, one of how many people in the country owns a one wheel? 1 out of 10,000?
Jeez, I don't know. I mean, we got how many, 400 million or 500 million in the United States, and there's a guesstimate out there that maybe there's 50,000, 60,000 one wheels.
So if anybody wants to do that,
more coming out every day.
Very low percentage.
It's a low percentage of people. Hardly anybody rides a one wheel.
Not a good tip on a $400 million tab.
No. Okay. But here's what I wanted to throw at you. Right now, I think we're living in the wild, wild west where no one really cares to make any rules or regulations because there's so few of us. But what is happening is these Bird scooters and these Lyme scooters are just dumped into cities, exponentially growing that number. Where now you've got cities and rules makers, laws makers going, oh, we got to discuss this now.
Especially in big cities, a lot of people have tried an electric, motorized vehicle that you can travel around on in cities.
So now that that's taking place, I want you to imagine a world where how many people have a bicycle? 1 in 10? 1 in 5?
No one rides a bicycle.
What? Troy, how many people ride a bicycle?
Yeah, man, Atlanta is more and more every day with the infrastructure that is being built to make room for bicycles and bicycle travel.
So if we were to grow to the point with one wheels, where I'm trying to get to the point of if we were to widely adopt one wheels throughout the country to the point like bicycles, there's no way that we're going to be able to ride the way that we are today. It'd be like saying, hey, jetpacks are legal. Right now, 1 in a million has them. But if 1 out of 10 had them, you'd have to have some sort of laws. And FDA...
The FAA would not like it.
Exactly. Troy, we'd have people all flying into each other.
No, you're right. Look, you talk about those the Birds and Lymes and the way they're getting dropped on cities. I mean, they're following the Travis Kalanick Uber model, right? Like,
can you explain that?
Act first and ask permission later. Once you have a groundswell of popular support, that's what happened when Uber started their business model, was that they just went and did everything in derogation of taxi cab permitting laws and regulations. And then once the local city councils started to realize that this was infringing on the cab driver's territory, they went to go regulate. But by that point in time, everybody had decided they loved Uber because it worked better than a cab. So there was leverage for Uber to make sure they got the rules and regulations set the way that they wanted them, instead of just being excluded. And that's going to happen with electric vehicles. I mean, you know, the motor vehicle is going to go the same way that the horse and the bicycle did long ago, because batteries are tiny and they're able to transport us across long distances in a way that they couldn't before. The reason we have the motor vehicle in all that space, especially in a dense urban area, is because you got to have this huge frame to carry around this massive gas-powered motor. You don't need that anymore. Technology's made that something of, well, within a decade or so, I think it'll be something of the past. And we already see that in terms of electric vehicles, and we're still married to the square footage that we need in order to ride these vehicles all over the place. So we haven't been able to divorce ourselves of the idea that we need them. But cars are shrinking. It doesn't make any sense to have a vehicle in a densely populated urban area except to commute out of that area. But when you're inside that area, something like a Onewheel or a Lyme or a Bird makes a ton of sense.
From newsobserver.com, Raleigh to electric scooters. Follow our rules once we think of them, or get out. I mean, how perfect is that? That's the title of this article that I'm reading.
Yep.
And it's just it's funny because nobody knows what to do with it. And I want to point out to you guys, enjoy this now. Or let's all band together and start really advocating for not getting left in the dark when they start writing these laws. Because I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of people out here who hate us because of the Lyme scooters and Bird scooters. We're going to get lumped into that lawmaking. Am I right, Troy?
For sure. It's going to try and cover as many as they can.
Personal transportation devices. Absolutely.
So,
there's been a lot of, you know, I want to put a shout out to, there's a group out there called Onewheel Legal Freedoms, which is kind of dedicated to dealing with these sort of issues. I think Quentin DeMarco Bennett put it together initially, and it's a great place to kind of put your opinions out about this stuff, and a good place as a starting point to get some coalition amongst the various riders. And it can't just be limited to Onewheels, right? That's a mistake. I mean, we've got to kind of come together with the rest of the electric assisted mobility devices and the community that's riding them, and because we're all going to get lumped in together. There's no way for the general public to differentiate us from them. So it's got to be an effort that includes everyone.
Sure. Now is that where you'd say is probably the best starting point to kind of protect the community in itself, is kind of coming together with as a whole?
Troy, what can we do about it? I mean, what are we supposed to do?
We got to organize. I talked to Andrew Stroh at Float Life Fest, and he had a really great idea about organization. And his thought process was that it needed to be done on a geographic or regional level. So, you know, somebody like Andrew in Chicago and their Eastgate groups there, that's a pretty well formed group, and I'm trying to do that in Atlanta. I know John Stock is trying to focus on that in Denver. And then once you have those groups that are operating on a local level, so that's something that every one-wheeler should do, is find out if there is a local one-wheel riders group. We have one in Atlanta, and it was pretty inactive. And I've been doing what I can just to kind of participate as much as possible on that. The owners group is great. The other national groups are fantastic. But if you can generate a lot of support and a lot of participation within your local ridership, then at some point, if that's organized, then certain leaders within those groups can then sort of band together on a higher level. And the other thing is, you got to go to things like city council meetings. When you got to pay attention to that sort of stuff when they have city council meetings to discuss regulations for Lymes and Birds, because that's where it's really going to happen first. I mean, those companies have the the Capitol to bring the lobbying efforts that are necessary to get rules and regulations for electric-assisted devices.
I'm the last person that's going to go.
books.
I'm the last person that's going to go to those meetings. Like, I hate going to any kind of meetings like that. I'm going to have to. We're gonna have, what's going on in the social media lounge?
I have this from the social media lounge, and it's something that I would find something that could be some trouble. Alex from the social media lounge said, I'm scared too. Just got a comment on one of my latest video posts. No motorized vehicles allowed in the park. You're breaking the law.
Wow. Get off of my lawn.
Now, where does it come into where people have already made videos in places that may or may not have these regulations that they don't know about? Can they be cited and get a citation based on just their videos or something like that?
Well, you know what's interesting is that the path was paved for us by Segway a little more than a decade ago, I think. And you remember when we all knew there was this company, Segway, that was coming out with something that was going to, quote-unquote, change the world, and then it kind of came out and everybody was like, oh, that looks kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of money that they raised to go lobby in the various states was incredible, and they put a huge amount of effort towards that, and the result was a lot of state statutes have a statute that accepts two non-tandem wheel electric-assisted devices from the definition of motorized vehicles.
Okay.
And so that's something I've talked with Chris Richardson a lot about in the past, because they don't necessarily, it's not an exact application, right? Because we don't have a two non-tandem wheel device. And there's been some chatter about, well, put fangs or something on there so that you have a non-tandem wheel so that, by definition, it would come into the same category as a Segway and therefore be accepted from the definition of a motorized vehicle. And that's interesting. I mean, the intent of the rule, the intent of accepting from the definition of motorized vehicle something like a Segway is to allow that device to operate even in derogation of the motorized vehicle rules. So the problem is with a one wheel, we don't really fit any definition. So we are in the wild, wild west, like you said, Adam. I mean, it's something that's not really been thought of yet, and we don't know where we can ride. Can we ride on the sidewalk? Can we ride on the street? Can we ride in the bicycle lanes? No one really knows.
Troy,
but there's definitely no regulation that says we can't.
From this newsobserver.com article, under the state law in Raleigh, the electric scooters are considered mopeds and require a title, insurance, a license plate. Riders must have a helmet. But under the city's code, they're defined as a motor vehicle and can't be driven on sidewalks, greenways, or bicycle lanes, which is something that Bird encourages. It's like, well, where are you supposed to ride those scooters? And I see people in the social media lounge. First of all, shout out to the Killer Clown, who's watching on his 10-hour break. We love you. Well done. Touchdown for him. Can we get him one? Does he have that? I love it. Yes. Second of all, I want to know who's watching on his 10-hour break. Okay. you got our live stream going. Turn your radio down, Belly. The other thing I was going to say is, like, you're absolutely right. They're just completely asking for forgiveness and not permission. And I see people in the social media lounge who are saying, yo, listen, we're not those asshole scooter riders.
But they're the ones bringing it to the light.
They're the ones who are bringing it to the light, though. So we better pay attention to them, because I almost want to equate this, Troy, to gun laws. And I don't want to get too personal into this, but it's almost like, you've got people who treat guns very professionally and responsibly. And they're saying, hey, don't take away my guns, because some of the few are ruining it for everybody. In general.
Yeah, I mean, be careful there, because it's apples and oranges. You're talking about constitutional rights.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And that's why you just can't bring this stuff up without getting into the nuances of that. But I feel like it's almost not the same argument, because obviously one ends in death. But it's like you've got so many of us who are like, dude, I ride this the right way. It better not be like 3 people who screw this up for everybody and riding on different things than I ride in general. And then they're just going to generalize everything and take away my rights to ride somewhere. Can you imagine getting pulled over to get a ticket? Like, Troy, can somebody give me a ticket for riding a one wheel?
They can. You can get a ticket for anything. Whether or not you can be convicted of it is a different matter.
All right. So
and that's where understanding what the definition of a motorized vehicle is in your particular location is super important for every rider.
Thank you, Troy. You're the best, man. I really appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Troy Hendricks, a.k.a.
so much.
Once Here. Thank you for dropping knowledge bombs on us, dude. We appreciate it from Float Atlanta.
Yeah, take care, guys.
All right, buddy. We'll
Have
talk
a
to
good
you
day.
soon. Troy Hendricks, fantastic job. I'm worried for us. I want to make sure. I mean, I just love riding. All I wanted to say to you guys is just enjoy riding now. Just enjoy it the way that it is. Enjoy it now. So, because I feel like, you know, things might change here pretty soon, and that might happen. So be careful. Just enjoy your riding while it is. And what is this? What is this? Belly, what is this? I've got no sound. What's going on here? What is happening? Oh my God. Is this...
That's right, folks. It's your boy Anonymo breaking into the security of TTR Studios yet again. Who's running bouncer down there? I mean, geez, it's almost like you got your boy Luch downstairs trying to fend people off. You know how easy it was for me to get upstairs? Why don't you hire somebody who's bigger than 5'7", doesn't look like a garden gnome trying to hold me back? That Luch guy, I'll tell you, he needs way more than a hat to cover up all how bald he is. How about some Beijing for that dude? TTR. More like TTR not funny. I mean, that Voice of Onewheel should stop trying to be a podcast and turn itself into a catering company, because all they do is cater to the goddamn public opinion, and I'm tired of it. Everybody thinks Belly's the star of the show. Does anybody just realize that he's waking up 15 minutes beforehand, and all we're doing is just watching somebody progressively wake up for an hour on air? I could do that. I mean, if I had $1 for every time Belly held a deep breath and Luch burped to himself, jeez Louise, I'd be a rich man. It's like these guys forgot how to breathe or something. Enough of the Christmas trees already. We know what you're talking about, and clearly it's affecting your health. But hey, if they got one thing right, at least they got their stream to be consistent. Consistently inconsistent. Don't tell me it's Cox cable with up. It's you guys. You guys are the Cox. TTR Studios. And you think that I'm being insensitive to these people or vendor bashing? Listen, I'm just coming onto the scene to tell you what I think and be who I am and to not be ashamed about it. I'm going after everybody. I'm telling you what I think about all kinds of things. And if you think I'm just sticking to TTR Studios and things, you're crazy. Because Ellen Buffet from The Float Life, you do her next.
That son of a bitch.
How did he get in here?
Obviously, it gets past our short bouncer.
Let him in. Unbelievable. We need to get... Clyde needs to just bulk up in the gym down there. God. That Anonymo just causing me all kinds of problems.
Oh, man. Yep. Calling out
Welcome
the
back,
Float Life.
folks. That is going to be fun next week. I don't know. We'll see what he does next week for the Float Life. He's going to apparently just be dropping by every now and then. Anonymo, thanks for stopping by. You don't have to break in, sir. You know, you can come on the show if you like. We can interview you, too.
We'd like to interview everyone.
We're not an exclusive club here, Belly, but I'm very excited to get to what we're talking about next, which is doppelgangers, clearly. Did you see this post that Raquel put out? It was fantastic.
It was great.
And I think that's what he was referring to. So let's see if we can show that picture. Belly, can you show that picture that Raquel put out? It's just a whole bunch of riders. And it's awesome because it's like she found doppelgangers for everybody, and we have a couple for ourselves. So I wanted to do that. We've got this from the online groups. Check this out. You've got, who is that on the top left? Does anybody know?
That is, I had the name.
I don't know who that is, but then you've got Olivia Oblivia top right.
I feel like it's Travis something. No, maybe not.
I'm thinking it's Dustin Foster is it Dustin Foster that's the mermaid rider? That was really funny because that's a picture of him next to, he's holding his either fiance or wife or girlfriend, and it looks exactly like the Little Mermaid being held by her man. You've got Michael Woolson in there. I see Chris Richardson down there as Ray Romano. That's fantastic. And then you've got Phoebe Buffet for Raquel McCosker. Stroh's got two. What is that, Elijah?
Which one's Stroh?
Is that Elijah Wood? Which one's Stroh? I don't know. You got the Land Pirate down there.
You got One Woman, One Wheel.
One Woman, One Wheel's down there. Is that Marley? Is that Ringwald?
I mean, Molly Ringwald.
Molly
You got
Ringwald?
it. I just love doppelgangers.
Oh, it's great.
It's one of those things where, people are always going to like find comparisons and seeing something, especially in TV shows, movies, or something we've seen before. It's just one of those things that like You just love to. I love to hear it because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm the bearded guy wearing a flannel shirt. You've seen me 100 million times every day.
Can we see yours? What is yours? You have like 2 of them. I found one. So I found one for Belly. We all know that he's basically Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec, which is easy. Just show them that. I mean, that's just the no-brainer. We're showing Belly right now with the mustache picture back to back with, what's his name in the show?
Yep, that's my real mustache. Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson. Thank you very much.
Yep, that's my real mustache.
But I found another one for you. And I want to see if I can outsource some knowledge to the social media lounge because I'm thinking of a movie that this guy's in and I can't pull it. It's driving me crazy. Here's another doppelganger for Belly. And Belly, what is his name?
Doug Benson.
Doug Benson. What?
That's what I look like after the show.
All Christmas treed out.
Yes.
Sorry, Anonymo. I know you don't
Doug
like
Benson's
that.
of fame of the Super Jaime parody of Super Size Me.
But what movie is it where he says something to the extent of like jammies or like my I can't. It's not enough.
No, that's not enough.
It's not enough. I can't remember.
If the role was less than 3 seconds in a 2-hour-long movie, that means it's less than 1% of the movie.
Damn it. All right. I think there's one of me.
Yeah, we'll get that.
This is the one that I usually get. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer for you.
That's Andre Agassi right there. I've gotten that.
You used to have the earrings too.
I did have the earrings. I used to, man, I'll never forget. I dressed up as Andre Agassi for Halloween in college and ran into a fake Pete Sampras. It was awesome. We broed out. It was like, wow. So very good. That was good stuff. Oh, there's another one? Oh. That's right. There's another one of me. I forgot about this one. The kid from American Pie.
Yep.
Look at that.
You get that. You can get that.
I mean, there's not a lot of pictures without me having facial hair. So there's that.
Yeah.
However, great job by Raquel.
Oh, you want to see a picture of me without facial hair? I'll bring it up.
Okay, that's fine.
It's not pleasant, folks.
Pull it.
So I'll pull that up and we'll get
Go ahead. That's fine. We'll pull that. I just wanted to say great job by Rachel. There's a lot of creativity that's going on in the group lately, and I really enjoy it. We've got a field report from the Float Queens coming up. All kinds of good stuff. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. It's been awesome so far. We are having a blast with you. Enjoy yourselves riding right now. You don't know what the rules and regulations are going to be, and I can't imagine a world where, 50 riders within a mile are all riding around. I feel like it would be chaos, and then you've got your get off my lawn people saying, oh, we have to make rules against this. So let's all make sure that when we're riding the right way. We're not, pissing people off. We're not flying past them on the sidewalks. Be aggressive, but do it when it's an appropriate time, not necessarily where it's going to put somebody else in danger. It's the only thing I wanted to say today because I really want to make sure that we can ride the way that we ride today. Always. Weird. Always. Plus one wheeling. Pick up some trash. So indoor riding. Let's get to that. Man, I'm excited. Ooh. I want to make a weekly one wheel challenge. I haven't done it yet. I'm toying around with the idea because it's getting cold outside, Belly.
How cold is it?
It's really cold. It's like 38 degrees. It's about to be snow time. We've already gotten one snow of the year, and it came out on Gemini Day. And this is what got me thinking, I need to be able to ride by myself. I would love to be able to do that because if that's the case, I don't have to worry about when it snows or when it rains, when it hails. I'm on the East Coast. You guys down in Santa Barbara, you don't have to worry about it. But imagine if you did. Imagine if you did. I would like to build... Belly, do you think it would be possible for me to build something that I could ride inside? In our apartment?
No.
Can I?
I wouldn't recommend it.
I want to do it so bad.
I know you do. I wouldn't recommend it.
Because, here's the thing. All I need is like a small kicker.
Goodbye, security deposit. We missed you.
We have to be able to do this. Social Media Lounge... I want to see somebody make something inside. And so I want to start making, I'm going to look into making ramps, like how to make a small, maybe, I don't know, like 1.5 to 2 feet, because I can't go up that high. I definitely can't do this. I definitely can't do this. Watch this, folks. This is from Float Life Fest. This is just a random going off a ramp since it's relevant. Holy moly. Look at this. Look at the air he gets. I mean, I'm hitting the ceiling at that point. So you can't do that.
Yeah, again, security deposit, gone.
Bye-bye.
It's weird when you end up in the above. You're supposed to go through the floor, not the ceiling of the apartment.
Yeah, my head is just through the ceiling. I'm like in the floor of the people above us. I'm like, hey, can you guys be quiet in the mornings? You're waking me up.
No. Oh, God. That Right there.
Oh man, you guys have no idea. I come out every single morning. I'm like, they woke me up again. But I would love to be able to ride. Does anybody ride inside? What does that read? Can you read that? I ride at the local school a lot. They have no skateboarding signs up. I simply started picking up trash and shutting doors that should be secure. The school loves having our group ride there now.
Nice.
There you go.
That's
social
some
media
one-wheel
lounge.
plussing. Touch.
I'll take it. Touchdown for the social media lounge. Really good job. That's what I'm trying to talk about. I got a beam and I want to put it into my house and work on grinding. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Chris Richardson, can you call me right now? 571-354.
People below us too are gonna hate us. I'm sorry. Every time. Every time. It's part of the gag. Chris Richardson, you need to call in now. 571.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Let me talk over it while he gets up the number.
It's right at the bottom of your screen, but I'm still gonna interrupt it. 571-354. You're gonna interrupt me. That's my job here at TTR Studios. Don't you know?
Chris Richardson, call me now. 571-354-7338. I want to talk to him about riding inside if we can. That would be fun because I know a lot of people are thinking about it. Maybe you got a significant other saying, hey, let's not. Let's talk about a safe way to do it. Somebody can do it. All those smart minds in here, I'm guaranteeing we can make that happen. Chris Richardson joins us now all the way down from Florida. What's up, dude? How we doing today?
Let's talk about a safe way to do it. Somebody can do
Turn
it.
on your radio,
Turn down
listener.
your radio, sir.
Are you coming live?
Yeah,
Live.
You're live. Chris, what's up, man? You're on the air. How you doing, buddy?
All right, doing great. How you guys doing?
We're wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys rocking in the social media lounge. No, you're on fire today. We love you too. So, Chris, talk to me here. How am I going to build? You have anything built? Now, you're in Florida, but have you ever built? I saw you messing around with some kind of like rubber pseudo ramps, and it damn near killed you. It broke like 4 ribs. Are you still in pain? Chris.
Hello.
Hey, Chris.
And he's gone.
Well, shit. See, he died. He literally is dead from. Oh, there he is. Chris, are you back? He's out. Get him out of here.
Terrible connection.
Skype him in. Skype him in. No, drop him. Let's see the lovely man. Because I need to know. You guys, do you remember that when Chris really went down? We bought one of those like rubber.
Who knows
I don't know.
if he's on the road or where?
Try him. Pick him up. Pick him up. So, do you guys remember when Chris fell? He bought that really fake ramp, and I mean, it was bad. Like, cause then it kind of like he was trying to get ramp onto a wooden like bench, and his foot caught, and then he fell on his side onto the bench, and it was bad. If anybody can help us with this, it might be Ryland Lanigan. We're going to show a couple of videos from him soon. But now we've got Chris Richardson on the air. We're excited to talk to him. Let's do that here. So, Chris, welcome, buddy. How we doing today?
Hey, great. How you guys doing?
Oh, it's so much better.
God, it's so much better.
It's better
that
to see
way.
your face anyway.
Ooh, I like that
Audio,
shirt. Is that a
yeah.
Send shirt? What is that? Send system?
Yeah, that says Sun Shirt from Dustin, yeah.
Very nice. Dustin who? Tell the people.
Dustin Foster, he's the one that makes the Send system that permanently mounts your fenders to your board from underneath, even if you got strip rails. Good stuff.
Do you remember, Chris, when you bought that bougie-ass... Well, it wasn't bougie. It was actually kind of more of a hoopty ramp that ended up kind of dropping your board a little bit upon liftoff. You hit the bench. You broke like 4 ribs. Do you remember that moment, sir?
Yeah, that's one of those things you don't forget. I don't know if I actually broke them or not because there's no point in going to the doctor for broken ribs. You just suck it up. They're 100% now, but yeah, it took several months. That was rough.
So can you speak to, have you ever, I saw you like messing around with bonks, little bonk boards. Like, you've made a couple ramps yourself, right?
Yeah, I used to make those things back when I was in like high school, making for skateboard ramps. And yeah, it's pretty easy. I mean, a couple 2x4s, a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, and you just screw it all together and you can make anything. The one blue ramp that you see me do a lot of my tricks on, the big pin jumps and stuff like that, were I found it on the side of the road. It might have been some sort of half, like a handicap ramp or something like that. I don't know, but I just picked it up and started using it. I found a few things, actually. If you ride around on trash day, you'll find nice pieces of wood just laying in the trash pile. So it'd be, basically free to just pick up, slap a couple things together. One wheels are not they're not as sensitive as a skateboard. So it's easier to build a ramp. Like with a skateboard, you really kind of need to put a piece of metal down at the bottom because a skateboard will catch the bottom of a piece of plywood. One wheel won't. One wheel rolls up anything. So it's easy to make little ramps and stuff like that.
We can jump some dolphins. from the social media
jump
lounge.
some stuff.
Yeah, well, what do you think about making something for inside? So, Chris, what I am envisioning right now, Belly, this is what I'm saying. Belly is not happy because he hasn't even heard this. It's the first time I've ever even brought it up. He lives here. What if, Belly, over behind the couch, I just made like a 1 foot grade, like about gradual, just so I can go up it, do a 180 and come back down it. Can I do that? Chris, wouldn't that be fun? You can work on, your 180s. You can work on all kinds of little tricks.
Well, I was trying to understand why the hell you would want to do that, and now I realize you guys are cold. I'm in Florida, so I don't ever really have to worry about that. But now I kind of get it. But if you're ready to put some holes in the drywall or whatever, then hey, knock it out.
No, guys, you don't trust me?
No,
I don't trust myself. If I'm gonna have something like that I'm having fun with, I'm gonna go nuts. So I'm probably gonna end up wrecking the drywall.
Right, and then I've seen the board kind of stay active sometimes and kind of get a little runoff.
False. Don't blame the board. If anything, it's user error. Man,
yeah, so
Chris,
then definitely don't trust you.
Chris, can you speak to real quick? Not to put you on the spot, but there is obviously a post going around. It frustrated me a little bit. I think maybe you could speak to it. I don't want to call the person out. It's not an attack on the person. It's just it was a new rider, and all they're doing is just, well, I don't know if how new they are, but they're just bashing the Gemini update. Did you see that where he's just like, do not ride Gemini, F Gemini. I was going up a hill and I nosedived and it's surging so much more now. Did you see this post? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I did, and I think that might be the only post that I've seen that anybody's having anything negative to say about Gemini.
I wanted to speak to that because I've noticed, depending on your settings, I mean, if you read through his thread, he had his aggressiveness all the way up to 11. And yes, it's have you noticed it? It definitely surges a little bit more depending on what settings you have it on.
Well, I mean, I don't even really think of it as a surge because it's really doing what it's supposed to do.
Exactly.
It's being more aggressive and trying to balance you. And you need some aggressive for grass. So if he was going fast on grass, I don't remember if he was on asphalt or grass, but you need it. And if it's surging, it might not be that the actual board is doing anything unusual. It may be that you didn't realize that you went in a little bit of a dip in the grass. So it's going to surge, and that's all it does is try to balance you. I mean, that's all it can do. All it does is it only has two things it can do. It can push you forward and it can push you backward. That's all it can do. There's only one motor on this thing. So all it's ever going to do is try to, if it thinks you're forward of center of gravity, it's going to push forward. If it senses that you're behind center of gravity, it's going to push backward. That's it. That's all it can do. Yeah. I mean, that's what a self-balancing board does.
Now, Copy just had a couple posts in here I wanted to point out. I've actually crashed more recently than ever before. My nose gave out 3 times the other day at low speed and caused me to hurt myself.
Really?
So,
Copy, prepare. Once Chris is gone, I want you in here. And Chris, that's not to kick you out. I want Copy. Just be ready. I'm coming at you. We're gonna Skype you.
Also, by the way, someone pointed out, "Hey, Mandy, didn't you wear a chandelier at Luch's place?" Yeah, we have a low-hanging chandelier. You don't think about when you're.
That's right.
You don't think about because you walk under it. I have to duck my head.
Yeah, I walk. It like ends right here, Chris. The chandelier in our apartment comes to here, so I can walk like right under it, like. Tall people problems. You guys have to deal with you duck under.
I have to duck under. If I'm
on a one wheel, I'm smashing my face into that.
Clip a couple chain links up and it'll be higher.
The technician.
You're good.
He's the technician. Yeah. Chris, we appreciate you, man. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Fantastic.
Best thing
leftovers for 2 days.
Best thing on the I'm talking all over him. Best thing on the table. What was your favorite thing on the table?
The sweet potatoes that I bought from Boston Market and brought there.
What? Boston Market.
The sweet potato casserole from Boston Market is the shit, man. That's like
their corn.
The thing to do. You just pick up everything on Boston Market and you're done.
Corn is my go-to.
Corn was the favorite thing. Get out of here. Are you telling me corn is
the sweet corn at Boston Market is the best corn there is in the game.
but not on the Thanksgiving table.
Good,
I'll eat everything on a Thanksgiving table.
Belly, what's the best thing on the Thanksgiving table? Come on.
Gravy.
What?
Gravy.
No, that's like saying ketchup. I want a meal.
No, gravy goes on everything though. Goes on the stuffing, it goes on the mashed potatoes, it goes on the turkey, it goes on the cranberries, it goes on the
No, Chris, okay, that's a good question.
It goes on the corn?
To the social media lounge. Social media lounge. Is gravy a dish?
Yes.
No.
Comes in its own chafing dish.
It comes in a gravy dish.
You're crazy. You guys are insane.
Well, a boat. It actually comes in a boat.
Yep.
Yeah, it's floating to the meal. It's not a dish. You can't say gravy is the favorite thing.
Gravy enhances the flavor of everything on the plate. It's the gravy.
It's like saying,
imagine a Thanksgiving where there's no gravy.
I'll be fine with it. I didn't start eating gravy until about 2 years ago. What do you think about that?
Unless you're eating the
poutine
gravy
last
with a
night.
spoon, just gravy is not a dish.
Chris, this is what I do when I ride.
Ah,
Just
that's fair.
Feed
That's
me
fair.
up. Feed me
I
up.
probably wouldn't eat just a spoon. Well, no, wait. I probably would eat just a spoonful of gravy, but it'd be the only spoonful.
I might.
Yeah. I had poutine last night. The gravy was delicious
That's
on
disgusting.
those fries with cheese curds. Delicious.
Gravy is a drink. Yes, darn right. I'm with Luch on this one. It's like salt and pepper. Thank you, Social Media Lounge, my people. This is a fun one today. Chris, thank you for joining us, dude.
right,
we will
thanks,
talk
guys.
to you soon, man. Thanks. We'll see you. Let's get a
All right.
ride together. Can you guys put together a little Florida ride for everybody that we can come down and spend some warm weather?
There is one going on this weekend, apparently in St. Augustine, Florida, the Festival of Lights, some sort of lights thing, Nights of Lights. We actually might be going up there and hanging out. I think Ryan is actually going to put me up. The Wits, I think he's going to put me up in St. Augustine. We're going to do a big ride up there. At least
Heck
20
yeah,
people.
that's going to be a good time.
That'll be fun. All right, cool. Well, everybody in the night lights or whatever they're doing out there, if you're looking for some warm weather, now is the time. Corey just told me that you guys are finally getting some good weather down there. So, Chris, have fun riding.
Oh,
We
yeah.
will talk to you soon. We'll see you next week, bud.
All right, awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right, so
Thank you,
Chris
sir.
Richardson from the Social Media Lounge, thank you very much. Copy, I saw what you wrote in there. If you do not want to call us,
No big deal.
don't pick up. We're going to call you during this video, and if you don't want to talk to, we get it. He's going through some personal stuff. I don't know if that's what he was saying he wants to talk about on the air. Probably not. Belly's looking at me like I'm an asshole. Okay. That's why you have a producer. Very good. Chris, you can hang up, sir. Let's play a video from Ryland Lanigan, and everybody just give a big virtual hug to Copy. I'm down with that. I'd like to do that for you. Let's play a video of your running around parkour champion, Ryland Lanigan, ladies and gentlemen. Giddy up. Welcome back, folks. Belly is upset.
I'm staying on the gravy train. Your Thanksgiving meal isn't the same without gravy, okay? Gravy is my most essential product in the Thanksgiving meal
Nobody
prep.
said you can't have it. It's just not a dish.
Hey, whatever, man. The meal isn't a dish without the gravy.
Unbelievable.
I need the gravy on top of everything before I even shovel it into my mouth at fast pace so I can get to my second plate of gravy.
From the Social Media Lounge, a lot of love to Copy. We love seeing that. It's a big family here. Thank you guys for showing some love that way. Man, it's like a grown-up's playground out there, Ryland.
I can feel the gravy flowing through my blood
Get
right
off the
now.
gravy. Get out of here. Wow, one-wheel parkour. Gravy is a side. Yes, Luch doesn't get gravy at the kids' table.
Gravy's a heated condiment. Ugh, could you imagine? Heated condiment?
Read
That
that?
doesn't even sound good. That's a touchdown. Luch doesn't get gravy at the kids' table.
It's true.
That's a
It's the
touchdown.
only thing I'm tall enough for. Welcome to the show.
Can't ride this ride.
Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot ride this ride. Okay, very good. So, let's get into, if we can, the Badger Wheel. What is going on with the waterproofing? I would love to talk to somebody who has done this. If you have, give me a call right now, 571-354-7338. Once more, that's 571-354-7338. Belly, show me this website, if you would. It's basically waterproofing your one wheel. So if you ever ride around in the rain, obviously, you know, it's been a little bit wet in Florida. It's been super rainy here on the East Coast. We're in Washington, D.C., a lot of East Coast riders. It's just been, it rains, folks. It rains. It's going to rain. So what do? This is going to help you literally waterproof your entire board. And I've heard from people who have used it. Again, if you want to, 571-354-7338. Give me a call right now. Let me know how this has worked for you or your thoughts on it in general. Because I don't know. I could do all of this, and there's still no way I'm going to ride around in the rain. Now, I'm not saying that this doesn't help. I'm sure that it does. It would make me feel a lot better when I do get caught in the rain. That's happened before, right? I had to literally just stop and then run for cover because it just opened up on top of me. And so then what do, right? That's why you hope you have your Badger wheel. But I don't think, Belly, I'm not going to ride around in the rain on purpose. Like, if you knew, think about it this way. You drive your car in the rain. It's waterproof. It's not like water doesn't get into your engine and stuff.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time,
there's a lot of electronics.
The rain can be fun.
No. But I'm saying you trust your car to work in the rain. If you had that level of trust for a one wheel,
the confidence,
would you still ride it in the rain? Like, I don't see the fun in that. Can somebody prove me wrong?
Well, I think this is I think it's just more in that essential, like you said, getting caught in the rain.
No, I see a lot of people that are like, oh, dude, it's super fun riding in the rain, especially now that I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, well.
And I'm like, why would that be fun? You're getting soaked. Nobody likes being out in the rain unless, singing in the rain. Like, if you're in the right mood for it, I guess. I can't see the fun in riding in the rain. Is Hilliker in here? Can I get Magic Robots to call in? I know he's all about it. Where's he at? I haven't talked to him in a while.
Today.
Beep, beep. Social Media Lounge, hit him up. Let's flush him out. Where is he? I need the Magic Robots in here.
Hold on. I think I just saw something. Let's see.
Very good. We've got the Float Life commenting something about Stro. So Belly will type all these. He'll take all of these comments in here. And you guys are doing a great job of participation today. I really appreciate it. But I just don't know. I don't know if the water is something that I want to deal with.
Stro rides in the rain damn near every day. I think I saw something.
He's in Chicago, so that makes
Ryland.
sense. And look, the people. I'm not here to say whether or not the Badger Wheel kit works. From people who have used it, they seem to love it. And if that really does help, can't hurt. Why not have that? If you're going to get mods, you might as well keep your board safe.
Ryland says I could use waterproofing here in Portland, but I'm nervous it could make it malfunction later.
There are things that I worry about when you do this.
Rich Jones says he's badgered 5 boards.
Rich! From the UK. Call me, Rich. I'd love to talk to you about it. Can we
Corey
Skype
badgered his board. People are doing it. It's something that's coming. I think it's something that's big in the community that's been happening a lot. Oh, I tried to call, didn't get through. Oh, well, try calling again. 571-354-7338 for anyone who's tried calling.
Let me drop the call. Maybe I didn't drop it right. There you go. Give that a shot. Very good. So from the Social Media Lounge, I have my board Badger wheeled. It's essential.
I think it's something that's got to happen. It seems
like it's cheap insurance. Why not? Why not? Belly seems very excited about whatever the hell is coming in right now. So somebody's dropping in. Is it Anonymo? Is he back? All right, let's go. Caller, who are you? Where are you from? Caller, who are you? Where are you from?
This is Adam Hilliker, calling from Boston.
Beep, beep, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Hilliker, I heard you're running the test of all tests. Is it too early to talk about it, or what's going on there?
I don't know. I put on probably about 150 miles with the Badgerized, and I've been trying to punish it as best as I can with the weather. I've been commuting in the rain, riding through puddles, riding on the ocean, not like submerging the wheel, but riding in the sand. Haven't had any problems yet.
Have you felt when you got your XR, you felt your battery anxiety melt away? Have you felt your water anxiety melt away a little bit? Is that a new feeling for you?
To a point. I'm comfortable riding in the rain, but I do understand that this is an electronic device, and I kind of ride with the understanding that at any moment it could just die. So I'm not riding hard. I'm riding sort of defensively, if that makes sense.
So would you recommend this? How much does this cost? Do you know how much it costs to do this?
I think it's like $60, but then if you get more than one, it's cheaper for each subsequent purchase.
So we're looking at it now. It looks like the complete waterproofing kit on badgerwheel.com. What does that say? 55? $55. Thanks, Belly. Does anybody notice that the seal checker is just a guitar pick? I'm not making fun of it. I think that's hilarious.
No.
It's like, dude.
That's not the checker. That's the remover. That removes.
Oh, is that what that is?
The vent.
That's a good
That
topic.
removes the vent.
But we're multitasking. That's fine. Or we're using things. We're getting creative. Hilliker, Thanksgiving, is gravy a dish?
I'm with you on this one, Luch. I think it's a condiment.
Yes!
But I also think that it kind of defines Thanksgiving as a thing, right? Like, without it, it's just turkey.
So it's a staple, but it's not a dish.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Belly, don't you back down. You double down.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get some gravy out.
Hilliker, thank you, buddy. We appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Right on, y'all. I love you.
All right, beep, beep. Love you too, buddy. That is Adam Hilliker from the Magic Robots and the Boston Riders up there in Boston, Massachusetts. We've got to pave some way because I got to leave the people with 5 minutes of Mandy, One Woman, One Wheel, who has, of course, submitted her...
The float queen's
I
on
haven't
again.
seen it other than the first 30 seconds. I started laughing so hard, I just was like, all right, I'll watch it.
No, we did get a good joke in that deserves a touchdown from the social media lounge.
Do tell.
Stro doesn't really count because his board is going swimming from his experience at Float Life Fest, where his board went for a swim in the lake.
I thought you were going to say his doesn't count because he's just flying, and it is not even on the ground. He's literally just flying above the rain.
Yeah, waterproofing does not work when your board goes into a lake.
That's true. That is true. You've already waterproofed your board. Sorry, Stro Dog.
So that is
Very
for
good.
the Hurwitz.
Very nicely done. All right, so this has been a great day so far. Thank you, guys. I still have a couple of live reads to get to, so before we move forward, I want to let you guys know a quick note from your boy, Corey B. We may all have our individual quirks and issues, but we need to pull together as a community and work together to grow this sport into something big enough so that we can eventually split off into well-armed crime syndicates and like the Hells Angels and the Banditos. Well, then we can have a proper war. And until then, let's keep working together. Belly, what from the social media lounge?
Does the Badger protect against gravy damage? Yep.
Give it to him. That's very good. Very good. Oh, man, you guys are fun. You guys are doing a good job. So very good. Thank you, Corey B. That is good. Just 2 minutes. Look, we're all in it together. We're all riding one wheels, whether you ride this mod or that mod or whatever it is. We all ride one wheels. Okay, so it's really interesting to think about the fact that there is any kind of rift, which, guys, that's all I was trying to point out in the original video from last week. I wasn't trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm sorry if I did, but it's ridiculous that we all have divides like this. We all ride one wheels. Like, can we just ride them together? Whether you ride it this way or you ride it that way, let's ride them together. Right, and I think it's somebody brought it up.
Into the future.
Somebody brought it up to me. Like skateboarders wouldn't do this. Skateboarders wouldn't be like, "Oh, you ride with those trucks?" Like, "Fuck you, dude." Excuse my language. No, they probably wouldn't, because at the end of the day, we all ride skateboarders together. So let's adopt that mentality. And I think there's been a lot of positivity that came from a little bit of maybe a misunderstanding. We were just trying to be a little bit funny. And some feelings got hurt. But listen, everybody was adults about it. And it was actually, I think some positive stuff came to light. So that's all I want to say about that. Thanks to everybody who came onto the show today. We've got to get to this Float Queens report. Belly, what is in the social media lounge? You are locked in today.
I'm just making sure I see as much as I can.
You guys are killing it. I mean, he's just cracking up looking at his computer as he scrolls through, which is a sign to me that you guys are having a good time. So I hope so. I really do hope that's the case. Let's do this. I want to leave you guys with a quick field report. This is about 5 minutes from your girls up north. Let's take it away out in the field to Amanda Nominopoulos.
What did I say? Luck dog?
You got to do it from the beginning. Let's take it away from our girl. Hold on. Can we set that up again? Hold on. Let's try that again. Set it up again. It's not in the beginning.
Yeah, because the one switch button sends it 10 seconds forward.
Oh, no. Are you serious?
So be careful.
I'm not going to touch it. You do the switching. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take it to the field from a Float Queens report from Amanda Nominopoulos.
Looch. Or should I say luck dog? Lunch dog? Lincoln dog? Lincoln log? Lincoln log? Lincoln log? Lincoln Park? Sparkleopolis. Not a made-up? Nomolopolis? Like, what even is that? What am I, like some common glutton or something? Peasants. Anyway, you're lucky I came back. But here we are to tell you about this week's Woman Crush Wednesday.
Yes, Woman Crush Wednesday. I'm dying to know. Did she follow through?
She did!
Yes!
So Mickey, darling, why don't you, do the boop boops?
What did you call
Mickey!
me? Nikki.
That's That's what I said.
Mickey. Mickey.
Mickey.
No. No. Mickey.
Is that short for something?
Nicole. But I hate that. Don't call me that.
Huh. Nicole. I mean, it is a bit of a peasant name. I personally like Victoria much better. We can go with Victoria if you'd like.
I will accept that.
Victoria. Victoria, do the boop boops.
The boop boops. Okay, this week's Woman Crush Wednesday, Emily Struve. She's 31. From Florida, aka Paradise. I wish.
Certainly compared to here today.
Cold.
Like, why do you think I'm wearing my royal warmest robe today?
Speaking of, what is under your robe today? What is that? What are you wearing?
It's a dress.
It looks like a peasant dress.
Well, darling, all across the country today we've been celebrating a peasant holiday. I just wanted to get on their level. At least it's not the same outfit I wore last show. Victoria.
Okay, moving on. So Emily, she started riding a one wheel in May. That's actually not that far. Good for her. I'm impressed.
Already a queen. Wow.
Already a queen. She loves cruising on the beach, and she calls her one wheel the Sand Monster.
Not a bad name.
Not a
ride on the
bad
beach.
name. I mean, I couldn't ride in the sand.
It's a little bit squirrely. You always gotta look out for those squirrels. You never know what they might be plotting.
Her proudest moment on the one wheel is being able to hula hoop
Bad name?
while one wheeling.
Hula hoop while one wheeling.
I can't even hula hoop standing up. What are all
Yeah,
one
you
wheel?
know what? I think we need to get the court jester department on that and get her in here because I would like to see that happen here in this court.
I think she's a witch.
Should we throw her in the ocean? Without the one wheel, of course.
Right.
But, we've got to see if she floats.
It's true.
That's
she
how,
floats.
That's how you know she's
She's a witch.
What are her one wheel aspirations?
She would like to ride it on the back of a dolphin.
Unbelievable. Emily, you've got to come over to my castle. We ride our one wheel on dolphins all the time.
What a coincidence.
Wow. I mean, to be fair, it's been a little while because lately we've been riding them on dragons, but we do still have the dolphins if you want to ride one.
We'll make your dreams come true.
Or,
come on over.
we could put the one wheel on a dolphin on a dragon if you'd like. Question for Emily. Emily, could you hula hoop on one wheel? On the back of a dolphin, on the back of a dragon, on the back of an elephant, on the back of a turtle, on the back of a whale?
Let's find out.
Do let us know, please, in the comments below.
Wait a minute.
Oh my god, it's another witch! Ryan Witch Hurwitz. It's even in his name. Ryan Witch Hurwitz. You put this girl on a one wheel on a dolphin.
Wow.
We've got to hire him too.
Come on over.
Ryan, have your people call my people. Thanks, darling.
Who's this? Sandy.
Oh, she doesn't exist. Sandy doesn't exist. Sandy Peter is nobody. Why? What about her?
She is also a 31-year-old one-wheeler. She hula hoops on the one wheel. She's a yogi, and she started riding in May.
Twinning!
They're totally twins!
Twinning! If only Sandy Peter actually existed. Alright, do the boop boops again and let's see what else we've got in the group this week.
What else is going on? What?
I've never seen that before.
Now, if this is an actual witch, how is she doing that? Emily Jacques.
No, darling, you're putting way too many letters in that. It's clearly French. Or so it's probably just Emily Jacques. Well, Emily Jacques, what are you doing?
What are you
riding
doing?
your one wheel on that ropes course?
She's a witch.
Must be it.
A lot of witches this week.
I thought Halloween was over.
Apparently Thanksgiving is the new Halloween.
Well, that's it for this week, so, back to you, lunch meat.